Hello everyone. Today we will study about one of the most important document of the company that is required at the time of registration. It is Memorandum of Association. So all of you know that three important documents which are to be filed at the time of registration of company. First is Memorandum of Association, number 2 Articles of Association, and the third one is Prospectus. Today in this module we will study about Memorandum of Association. Memorandum of Association, actually it is the foundation on which the company is built. It is one of the most important document that you need to file with the registrar of companies at the time of incorporation of a company. Actually, it defines the relationship of the company with the outside world. It is also termed as the charter, constitution of the company. It defines the boundaries within which a company has to operate. It defines the scope of operations of the company, which activities the company is going to perform in the future. And there are 6 clauses in Memorandum of Association in general. Number 1, name clause. Number 2, place or situation clause. Number 3, object clause. Then capital clause, liability clause is there, and last one is association clause. Now we will discuss all these clauses one by one. The very first clause, name clause, it defines the complete name of the company with which the company will be known, and this name has already been approved by the registrar of the companies. And all of you know, while getting approval for the name, you must keep in mind that name of the company, it should not include the word cooperative, because that can be used only by the cooperative societies. And in case of private limited companies, the name should end with private limited, and in case of public limited companies, the name should end with limited, and the name should be the unique one. That means it should not resemble the name of any other existing companies. The next clause is place clause or the situation clause. As the name itself specifies, it contains the name of the state in which the registered office of the company is proposed to be situated. That means in this clause you need to mention the complete address of the registered office of the company. But if till now you have not decided about the exact address, but you know in which state you are going to register your company, then you will mention the name of the state and the exact address that you can specify, that you can notify to the registrar within 30 days of the incorporation of the company. Next clause, object clause. It defines the objectives, purpose of the company for which the company is formed, and a company cannot undertake any activity which is beyond the object stated in this clause. Like if you take the case of an automobile company, then it can undertake activities related to only automobile sector, and if it want to undertake the activities related to say textile industry, then it will have to modify its object clause. Only then it can pursue those activities, otherwise no. Further, it is divided into two subclauses, which are number 1 main objects and number 2 other objects. Next clause, capital clause. It specifies the authorized capital, that is the capital that a company can issue during its lifetime by way of issue of shares. For example, if in this clause authorized capital of the company is specified to be rupees 10 lakh, and it has also been specified that it is divided into 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each, then the company cannot issue share capital in excess of the amount mentioned in this clause. You have to keep in mind that a company cannot issue more than the capital specified in the capital clause, and in case the company want to issue more capital, then first it will have to alter its capital clause according to the provisions given in the Act. Liability clause. It mentions the liability of the members, and in case of the company is limited by shares, the liability of the members, that is limited to the amount unpaid on the shares held by them. Just assume a shareholder has purchased 1000 shares of rupees 10 each. So his total liability will be 10,000 and he has already paid rupees 6 per share. Then in future, in the worst case, when the company is wound up and it is not able to meet out all of its dues, then even in that situation the company can call a maximum amount of rupees 4,000 from that particular shareholder. So your liability will be limited up to the amount unpaid on the shares held by you, and that will be called up by the company only in the worst case. And the last clause, association clause, that means it states the undertaking by the signatories that they want to be associated as a company. So in this clause, the signatories to the memorandum of association state their intention to be associated with the company, and here they also give their consent to purchase qualification shares. And this memorandum of association must be signed by at least 7 persons in case of public company, and in case of private company it should be signed by 2 persons. Now let us recapitulate. There are total of 6 clauses. Number 1, name clause. It specifies the complete name of the company. Number 2, place clause. It specifies the address of the registered office. Object clause. It defines the purpose of the company. Capital clause. It specifies the authorized capital of the company. Liability clause. It specifies the liability of the members, and that is limited to the amount unpaid on the shares held by them. And the last clause, it is your association clause. It specifies the undertaking by the signatories that they want to be associated as a company. This is the memorandum of association of a company. Like here they have mentioned the name of the company, registered office of the company, objects. This is not the complete memorandum of association, only a part of memorandum of association. That's all for the day. So next we will discuss about the difference between a public company and a private company. Thank you. Have a great day ahead.